In today's video, we're going to be taking this raggedy old dirt bike and changing it from this to this. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this. You flippers know this. After you put a bunch of time, money, and work into something, you kind of fall in love with it, especially if it's like a hobby or a passion of yours. So hopefully I don't fall in love with this thing. Okay guys, welcome back. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna go ahead and jump into the blue DRZ. So back in like November, I bought this DRZ because it was a really good price. It was $2,000. I am headed down to an area, it's about an hour south of me right now, because I just found a stupid deal on a dirt bike. So if you guys are familiar with dirt bikes, it's a Suzuki DRZ 400, which I've already got one. I'll post a picture here. But this is a blue model. It's only got 11,000 miles on it, and it's a 2001 clean title. He said he let it sit all spring and all summer without running it. So it stutters a little bit, but he just sent me a video of it running. I'll post that here.
So here's the bike, completely cold. Just pulled it out. It was in the garage. Choke on. Those are the cracks in the seats I was telling you about. It has like a clutch sensor, so I gotta pull the clutch. Starts right up. Maybe a little bit. Actually sounds pretty good right now. There it is. Now it wants to stall. As soon as that choke comes off. Yeah, choke went off.
And to be honest, guys, I think the seller just got tired of working on the bike. And here's an example why. He posted on the DRZ group chat on Facebook trying to get help to diagnose his motorcycle issues. So knowing the bike runs, I decided that this would be a safe buy. Alrighty guys, I done got another one. Definitely didn't need it, but it was a decent price. So I went ahead, bought the bike, brought it home, and went ahead and diagnosed the bike. After getting it home, unloading it from the trailer, I decided to take it out for a test ride to see what really was going on. It just feels like it's coughing or breaking up a little bit. Oh, it did it again. Let's see. It might just literally be that fuel bowl. I'm thinking I'm just using it too much. Should run fine right now. After it fills up a little bit. So you guys can tell just by watching this footage here that the bike isn't running properly. So let's go ahead and dive into the carburetor. But before we dive into the carb, let's go talk to future Bailey and see what the plans are for this bike. If you guys clicked on this video, that means you're interested in flipping dirt bikes. In today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to go over this DRZ 400. It's a 2001 with about 11,000 miles on it. As you can see, we already did a few upgrades to the bike. We've done some repairs. It needed a little bit of work. The plan for this bike is to either sell it once I get done modding it out and then just keep the profit and invest it into another flip, or my idea is to change this out with 17-inch rims, turn this into a supermoto. That way I have a supermoto bike and I have an enduro. It was running for a second and now it's leaking out of this guy. So I think the float is stuck. Does that make sense? The float is stuck or the needle is stuck. Something like that is stuck to cause this carb to overflow. Okay guys, so we're going to remove the carburetor. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take these clamps off, as well as the throttle cable. Had to get that nasty old carburetor out. She needs a cleaning. And also, here's a pro tip for you guys. I'm sure you guys know this, but make sure to take photos of the carb so that when you reassemble it, you can properly reinstall it. Now I got it fixed. It's really responsive now. And there's no bogging. And for the repairs and upgrades, I'm going to introduce the money spent diagram to help track our spending. The carb rebuild kit was around $15. And after diagnosing and fixing the carb issues, there was still a few other small things that we had to confront. A few of those things being maintenance procedures before we actually ripped this thing hard. So I went ahead, checked the oil, coolant levels, I checked the spark plug. You run the bike operating temp, and then turn it off 3 to 5 minutes, and then stand the bike up, not on the kickstand, so it's level, and then check your oil. As well as installing some bark busters and a tail tidy kit. So now let's jump back into the money spent diagram and update it with the costs of the new upgrades. Most of the upgrades I actually got from Amazon because it's pretty cheap on there. The tail tidy kit costed $27 and the bark buster another $24. Another issue we had to jump into and diagnose, one of them being the fan that wasn't working properly when the bike got up to temp, because the housing is crushed in and restricting the fan. So in order to save some money on this build, I decided to give some attention to the fan guard and was able to bend it back to stock to allow the fan to spin freely again. And now that we got it running properly, we can finally take it for its first test ride. You guys saw how quickly it returned to idle right there. Barely play it back. It's not that bad, you know. Tuned wise, they say within 3 to 5 seconds, I think, 2 to 3 seconds, that idle's supposed to come down. And that has to do with your fuel mixture screw and just how well the bike is tuned. Obviously the seat needs to be replaced. Got some cracks going on all over the place. This is the stock seat, so that's not bad. 11,000 miles, 25,000 years, or 25 years, 25,000 years. This is just for the moment. I know it looks crazy. That's just for the moment. I have a guard coming in for the chain so it doesn't break the case. I've got some case protectors coming in. Chain looks good, sprockets look good, and I'm gonna go ahead and swap these guys out for black. This guy I'm gonna swap out, and the front headlight I'm gonna swap out. Maybe 1 or 2 more things, and this thing should be pretty much dialed in and should be a freaking good bike. I do have a graphics kit, but I don't know if I'm gonna buy it yet. I like the blue, even though it's scratched up a little bit. But what are dirt bikes for? I have replacement turn signals because you got the electrical tape mod on that, and this thing's freaking dialed, dude. We wired this thing in. It's pretty common sense. Wrapped it in conduit. If you don't wrap it in conduit, there's really a bunch of water and a bunch of debris and stuff that gets up there. Just messes with it. So just wrap it in conduit. It's 10 bucks at Home Depot. Got the fan to work after I bent it and got the bike up to temp. Somebody, I imagine at one point in time, got like a limb stuck there and it just shoved that up in there, and the fan got stuck. So anyways, I just took a screwdriver and kind of re-bent it, and she's good now. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and hit the field. So if you guys have any questions or anything about a DRZ 400, let me know. I've got 2 of them. I've had my first one for 7 or 8 years and I love the freaking thing. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions or thoughts or anything else. Hell yeah! No way! And now that we got this thing running right, it's time to dump a little money into it. Just kidding. A lot of times there's seams right here, creases. So anyways, there's the best, that right there is the biggest rip. There's another little rip, and there's another little rip. It isn't too bad for being 25 years old. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the staples on this. This is our new seat cover. I'm gonna cut it to shape, and then we'll go ahead and install it. Just lay the seat on top of the vinyl, and then I'll just wrap it like that. That way it gives me a little bit more material to work with and grab onto and pull, because you got to get these things really tight for them to have no creases. Okay guys, I got all the staples out. I'm gonna peel this guy back. Okay guys, obviously you can still see some wrinkles. It's not done yet. I've just got it basically tacked in place. I've got all basically 4 corners already tacked down. So I got rid of most of the wrinkles, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and stretch the vinyl and tack it down in every spot. That should go ahead and clean up the rest of the wrinkles. So we'll go ahead and fasten all this and throw it back on the bike. And now that the seat repair was finished, we're gonna move on to some of the other mods that I have planned. I'm not gonna use the correct product for this to glue these on there, but I'm gonna show you guys what I do since I already have it. So anyways, let's go ahead and put these guys on there. I got one for this side, and I got the other one for the other side. And before you glue it on there, you're gonna wanna clean it. So get some type of like cleaner and just go ahead and give it a decent little wipe. I think that's a weep hole for any water or anything that would get back here. Glued up already, and we are gonna go ahead and set it in here and turn. Got that last look at that ugly front fender and those guys right there we're gonna get rid of right now. Let's get rid of these guys real quick. These guys are gonna be pretty easy. There's a screw and then just a zip tie down here, and then we'll just probably cut that off and install the other seals. Okay. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, while I was cutting these boots off, my heart was hurting a little bit. I was a little nervous. Look how nice and shiny those are. Like that. That's probably how it's supposed to be. The front fender on the DRZ is huge. It's like a big old duck bill. That's what people call it. So we're gonna get rid of that guy next. We are going to unbox the plastics real quick. This must be the front fender. You know, multiple layers. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and install this guy. Let's take the front one off. Let's see if they line up. Yep, ordered this from eBay, guys. And if you want to know if the front fender is an exact replica, it is. You don't have to drill any holes or anything. Because on the Acerbis one, you do have to drill holes, but I think they give you a template. And I think we might have to drill a hole for the speed sensor cable. And now that we're done mounting the front fender, let's move on to the side panels. Looks a little better than that piece right there. Okay, I got the first piece on. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put the airbox cover on and see how everything lines up. So the new plastics don't come with these airbox clips, so you have to actually take them off. But they have like a star washer in there, and it's just tedious to take those off. I did a little research online, and they said your best bet is to get, unless you want to buy them, this single panel with these installed I think is like 60 bucks. But I've just been using my knife and popping those tabs over, and then one of them came out, you know, within 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm just going to do this real quick, throw them on the black one, and then we'll go ahead and install it. After repairing the seat, installing the seal savers, the new plastics, the new front fender, as well as installing the new case savers, we're going to go ahead and jump back into the money spent diagram and update it with the new numbers. Beginning with the repairs, we can't forget about the fan that we fixed for free, as well as the seat vinyl I actually had from another previous motorcycle seat repair. So we'll just charge $10 for vinyl. Moving on to the upgrades, we'll start with the plastics kit. $90 from eBay for all the plastics, which isn't bad at all. Besides a headlight, which I have on order. The seal savers were pretty cheap at $15, and aesthetically, I think it will look much better once I order and install the Supermoto fork guards. Here's a rendering I mocked up for the style I'm going for on this bike. Case savers are also a must, cheap too, coming in at only $10, a good sense of security in case I tip. And I know you guys saw me do this, so I know you're going to be curious about it. I'll let you guys know how the quad holds up. I'm going to run it up a little bit. Now there's two options that I could do, and you flippers know this. After you put a bunch of time, money, and work into something, you kind of fall in love with it, especially if it's like a hobby or a passion of yours. So hopefully I don't fall in love with this thing. The idea here is to either have one straight Supermoto bike and one Enduro, or have two sets of rims and tires that I can swap out on one bike. It just depends on how much I fall in love with this thing. And like I said earlier, for you flippers out there, you guys know how it is. You put a little time, work, effort into something, and you kind of fall in love with it. Gosh, oh, I'm sliding around. All right, enough play. Time to do some more upgrades. It's a fun bike. If you guys haven't owned a DRZ before and you're kind of interested, just do it. It's such a fun bike, and if you get bored, you can just throw a different set of rims on it and get a whole brand new bike out of it. A whole different feel. Now that we got the headlight, let's go ahead and install that on the bike. Okay guys, we got the headlight in that box. We're gonna go ahead and take this one off. We're gonna put that headlight on and see how it looks. Alright guys, I just took this out of the box. This is gonna be the front headlight shroud. I'll post a link down in the description so you guys, if you guys are interested in something like this. I think it was about 80 bucks, so it's not like super cheap, but it's an upgraded LED headlight, so it'll be nice. The stock headlight harness has a, the female side of this. It's nice. They sent this little dongle, because you can see that will plug into there, and then this will plug into the harness on the actual bike. So, and that blue wire is your daytime running lights. We got the headlight installed right here with the dongle that they sent with it. It's literally plug and play, so don't overthink it. If I can do it, you guys can do it too. It's literally plug and play. I'll show you what this headlight looks like here once I get it on and strapped in. In order for the headlight to fit properly, I had to do a little bit of modification to the headlight. I ended up using the top two bolt holes to mount the actual light. I don't think I'm gonna use these rubber straps. I just mounted this in the same holes as the turn signals. Same thing for this side, mounted on the light. I just have to tighten these in, and I think it, yep, turns on, so everything's good. The only thing I wish I would have looked at is if this had integrated turn signals. I really wish it did. That way I could get rid of these guys. It's pretty tight fit in there, boys. Okay, this should be good enough. All right, ready guys? 1, 2, 3. Bam. Clean. Clean. Look at that. Bam. It's coming together, boys. Now that we have the headlight installed, let's jump back into the money spent diagram and update it. This thing looks way better than what it did. The headlight was one of the most expensive products that I decided to put on this bike. It was about $80 total for the LED headlight. And I don't know about you guys, but I think this headlight really cleans up the look of this old dirt bike. Another upgrade I want to mention is while I was working on the carb, I decided to upgrade the petcock. So I upgraded to a Raptor 660 petcock. It is a gravity-fed petcock versus the DRZ vacuum-operated petcock. And it was cheap, only coming in at $17. So while I'm waiting for the rest of the parts to come in, let's recap on the upgrades, repairs, and what we spent total so far. And we'll just round this up to 300 even. That way it'll account for conduit, electrical connections, wiring, anything that we're not thinking of. So let's recap. The bike went from this to this, and this to this. And hopefully in next video, it will go from this to this. Thanks for tuning in to part 1 of this DRZ build. Stay tuned for part 2. And guys, remember, there's always money to be made on Facebook Marketplace.